everyone, this is Becca from Becca's Music Room. I'm a music teacher who talks about teacher tip, teacher life, teacherpreneurs, and all things that might hopefully make your life just a little bit easier. Today I'm here with something a little bit different. I got a new planner that I wanted to share with you because it is apparently a whole big deal. I've never heard of them before, but my husband wanted to check it out. So I'm opening up my new first full focused planner by Michael Hyatt. If you enjoy this video, please make sure you like, subscribe, and share for more content and to help other people find this as well. All right, so I just got today in the mail a new planner. So this is called the Full Focus Planner by Michael Hyatt. And again, I've never heard of them before, but apparently it's a big thing. Like, I looked it up and it's like all over YouTube and all over the internet for all these people who swear by this style of planning. I am a paper planner. I'm not a fan of digital, so that does help. But on top of that, I have never been terribly particular about my planner. I want it to have like a monthly spread and a weekly spread and some note pages. And those are kind of like my big three things. No, I know a lot of people are really into Erin Condren, but I have never, don't kill me, but I have never found that the Erin Condren planners were like good enough to justify the price. They just seem like a normal planner other than the cute covers, and I just was like, that's not enough for me. This planner is technically cheaper than a Erin Condren planner. So this one was $49.99, and Erin Condren tends to be like $60. However, these are quarterly planners. So honestly, when I saw the price, I was like, there's no way I'm buying that. But my husband bought one for himself and one for me so we could check it out. And so we'll see how I like it. What do you think, Zena? She's wagging her tail. She must like it. So yeah, I'm gonna unbox and then I'll show you what it looks like. All not written in yet. I was going to do a like filling it out for the first time, but honestly, there's like a lot of quirks to this planner, and so I just don't feel comfortable doing that quite yet. So that was kind of nice. Like, the box just comes apart really well. This is the eggplant color. So it says, to say yes or no to life's invitations based on your values, passions, and calling. That's bold, by Megan Hyatt Miller. Am I supposed to keep this? I don't know. It has like a little quarter and year thing on the side. I don't know. Okay. Well, I'm gonna take it off. All right, so really pretty color. I like that. It has a very simple cover. I hate like inspirational quotes. That sounds really terrible, but I hate like big things like that. And then it has one of these little thingamajigs, the little elastic to keep the planner closed, which I really like because mine tends to like bow out. All right, so now that I've seen it, I just opened it, so I don't know what it's about. I'm gonna show you a better angle so you can see what's inside. All right, friends, I really wish you could see this ridiculous makeshift tripod setup I just made, but then you wouldn't be able to see the full focus planner. So we're just gonna go with this. So here's the full focus planner. This is the front, again, very, very simple. This is the eggplant color. This is pretty fun. Excited about that. And then you open it up and it says name, email, phone, year, and then quarter, and you check off the little dots for quarter 1, 2, 3, or 4. I will be doing 4 because it is currently September 31st, 2019. I don't know when this will post, so it might be a few months later, but we shall see. And then here again, there's like a getting started guide. So there's videos talking about like each of the different things because, again, I told you this is like a whole thing. So it's very, very big. And then you have the contents. So there's planning, and then it says annual goals, goal details, monthly calendar, rolling calendars, daily rituals, ideal week, execution, daily pages, weekly preview, quarterly preview. Reference, there's notes, sketches, index, and resources. All right, so there's this nice little quote. This is an inspirational quote I'm okay with. To accomplish our goals, we must distill our dreams into daily actions, by Michael Hyatt, which I really like because people love to say like, oh, I want to do whatever, which is great, but you need to have like daily things that you do to make it happen. So I'm very with him on most things he says, so I'm pretty excited about this. Over here it has annual goals, so I guess this is where you write everything you want to do this year, and then you check them off when you're done. Here it says to write the number of the quarter in which the goal was done. So if you finish the first quarter, write 1, and there's like 3 lines, so you can really go into detail. Oh, no, you put the quarter over here. I don't know what the number sign is. I guess we'll find out later. And then really like this, it has goal details for each of your goals. So whatever you write for your annual goals, you then put here. So you write like what your goal is, whether it's an achievement or a habit, and then it has what domain it is in. So if it's like work or financial or marital or spiritual or whatever, why you want to do it, actions that you need to take, and what reward you'll get when you do it. And then you can check off your progress, which is super cool for habit goals. Y'all, I am like a check crazy person. I'm gonna zoom this in so you can see a little bit better. There we go. Good thing I just got my nails done. Zoop. All right, so there's lots of pages for that because, you know, annual goals, you should have more than one. Then there's the monthly calendar. So this has, I think there's 3. Y'all, I've did some tracking. All right, so 1, 2, yeah, there's 3 because it's for quarters. So I have to go in and fill these out, which is good and bad because you can use them for any quarter, but also slightly annoying that I do have to go and fill that out. So that's kind of like, do I really want to do that? So this will be October, November, and then December. And then on the side, it says major projects, which is kind of fun. I need to do some investigating and see if those are supposed to be the same as your goals or different or what. And then there's more quotes up here, but they're, you know, again, nice and small and not like overly ridiculous. Seriously, like, you know those cough drops that have like motivational quotes on the wrappers? They make me so irritating. So next up, there are the rolling quarters. If I read this correctly, basically this is supposed to be, so I would make this like quarter 1 for next year. And you write, you know, January, February, March, and then write any important things that are happening. So those are more like events that are happening, which makes sense because they only have the 3 monthly calendars. So you don't have the monthly calendar for the rest, but you do have these. So you can fill in like, oh, you know, so-and-so's birthday is in February or whatever. So that's kind of nice that you do have a place to put those. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4. So you can plan a year in advance, basically, for special events, holidays, those kind of birthdays, again, those kind of things. So then there's the daily rituals pages. I'm not sure how I feel about these. So if you've been watching my YouTube channel, you probably know I am all about the daily rituals. Like I got morning rituals, I have evening rituals, I have things I do when I first get to school. Like I'm all about the rituals, but I don't know that I actually feel the need to like write them down. So I think I'll try it this month and see what I think. And again, you know, we're testing it out. We're seeing what we think. So I'm going to zoom in here so you can see a little bit better. So it has morning ritual. You write down your activities, allotted time, and then your time for your whole morning ritual routine. And then the same thing with workday startup. So that would be like when you first get to work. So for me, like when I first get to work, I always turn on my computer because it turns off in the middle of the night, which is super annoying. Well, I clock in first and then I do turn on my computer and then I make my list of things I need to do. And like those kind of things would write here. And then there's a workday shutdown. Honestly, I don't really do this. I like, you know, get my flash drive out of the computer and leave. But yeah, so we'll see. Maybe I can update that a little. And then there is the evening ritual. So whatever you do in the evening. So these are really nice just to define like, yes, I do have something that I do in the evening or in the morning, especially, just so that you have like a starting place and you're intentional. So like the whole point of any planner system is that you are intentional about your time. It's not like, oh, I need to take all the time to do all the work. It's, I need to be intentional about what I'm doing, which y'all know I am all about intentional living. Just wait till you read my book. It is literally just like be intentional
about all the things. So next up, you have the ideal week. This is something I'm not super sure that I need, but we'll see. I'll try it. And so it has the times on the side and then the days across. And basically you're supposed to block out, like, if you had like the most perfect, most productive week, what would it look like? You know, for me, I'm like, well, I'm a teacher, so I'm like, you know, teaching across the middle. So that doesn't seem like super helpful to me. I don't know, but I'll try it. It might be helpful to block out, especially like the evening times. Those are kind of more up in the air than anything else. Like the mornings, I have like my morning routine down. I know what I'm doing at work all day, and then I come home and do things. I do use my planner mostly for my personal life and my business, and not so much for teaching. I have like a different system I use for teaching, and it works, and so I'm not messing with it. So then we go into the daily pages. So each day has 2 pages in it. So this says Monday, and then it has each of the rituals on here, which you can check off, like, yes, I did my morning ritual. Yes, I did my workday startup ritual, just to keep track of that. Make sure it's, you know, useful, because if it's not useful, then there's no point in doing it. And then this is a big thing. So it says the daily big 3. And so Michael Hyatt really preaches picking 3 things every day that you really work on. So those are like the 3 most important things that have to be done that day. So for example, like today, if I had written these down, which I haven't, obviously, because I just got this in the mail today, my big 3 were that I needed to make sure my sub plans were ready to go, because I left early for a training. I had to go to and participate in the training, and then I needed to get all of my artwork ready because I hung it up in a coffee shop today, which is super, super cool. So those were like my big 3 things that I had to get done today. And then there's other tasks, because, you know, you're always going to have more than 3 things. But the big 3 needs to be like important. It even says list the 3 most important tasks. So then you have all your other tasks, and there's like there's like a key down here. I've seen in, like, they have a Facebook group. People use all sorts of different things for that. And then there's a notes page on the other side, which I think is really cool, because if you're anything like me, I am constantly like thinking of, oh, I should do that, I should do that, I should do that. And this, I'm happy about having just a place where I can write those random thoughts down and have a place to keep them. And then you can put the date up here. And then this is really cool. It says weeks remaining in the quarter. And so it tells you, like, goes, this is the highest one. So 13 weeks down to 0. So that's really cool, just to kind of keep you on track, especially if you are maybe doing like a side business like I am. That's something really important. So then it just goes through the week. Saturday, same thing. Sunday, same thing. And then this is something that's really big in these journals. It is the weekly preview. So it has like step by step. It's very easy to use looking. Obviously I haven't used it yet, but we shall see. So first it says my biggest win. So list 3 to 5 accomplishments from the last week. And then refer to your last weekly big 3. So each week you pick 3 things that you need to get done that week, and then 3 things each day that need to get done, and see how far you get. Like, did you get all 3 done? Did you not? What worked and what didn't? What will you keep, improve, start, or stop doing? And then over here, it says to defer any of the tasks you didn't do, delegate unassigned tasks, or add assignments or actions to your task manager. So those are just getting next week ready, basically. And then weekly overview, so just list important events and deadlines for next week. And there's a spot for personal and professional, which I really like, because I'm never sure like whether I should combine those or not. And then there's each day. I would assume this would be mostly for events. I'll do more research and find out. And then there's weekly big 3. So that's where you pick the 3 most important things that have to get done in the week. Again, most important, not necessarily the most urgent. So 3 things to advance to your goals and work on your project. So these are like, what are the main things that need to happen? And then it's self-care planner. So this is really cool. This is something I have not seen in any other planners, and I am all about the self-care, so I'm super excited about that. And it has brainstorm things that you can do for brainstorm below, and then schedule your rejuvenation on the daily pages. So sleep, eat, move, connect, and relax. So come up with ideas to make those things happen, and then put them in to your week, and then it goes back to your daily pages. All right, so then at the end of the planner, this is again a quarterly planner, so you have 4 every year. And it has a quarterly preview. So this is basically like the weekly preview, but going through for the next quarter. So there's a lot of time put in at the beginning and end of the quarters. So, you know, you kind of smush that together. So like today's September 30th. So normally you would finish up your last one, start your new one. So it says, first you write down my biggest wins from the quarter. Action after review. So same kind of thing. How far did you get? And it has a percentage that's definitely subjective. What worked and what didn't? What will you keep doing? What will you improve? What will you start doing? What will you stop doing? So same questions that they ask in the weeks, but just going back a little bit further. And then it says long plan review. If you had a life plan, read it through. Is there anything you would like to revise, remove, or replace? If you don't have a life plan, skip that. I don't know where do you get a life plan from? Your brain? I don't know. Annual goal review. So do you need to review or change your annual goals? I really like that because a lot of times in January, some things are relevant that are no longer relevant. So if you saw like this year, one of my goals was that I wanted to learn Swahili because I used to have students at my church who spoke Swahili and they barely spoke English. So I wanted to learn Swahili so that I could help talk to them. But they stopped coming to my church, which is very sad. And so that goal is no longer relevant. Like, I don't need to learn Swahili just for the fun of it. I don't know people who speak Swahili. I'm not planning to travel anywhere soon that speaks Swahili. So when they stopped coming, I stopped doing that goal. Not because I was a quitter and I was giving up, but because it just wasn't relevant anymore. So I mean, you probably don't have anything like learn Swahili on your goals, but that is really good. I love the idea of checking in and make sure your annual goals are, first of all, still relevant, and second of all, that you're on track to meet them. And so then in the new planner, what are you going to write, and complete your new goal detail pages. So these are all like checks. Monthly calendar review, schedule next quarter's big rocks, ideal week review. So this is basically just taking you through next quarter's calendar and just our planner and doing the first steps on those front pages. And then it has some notes pages, which is good because I am all about the notes pages because y'all, I write all the stuff down in my planner. I'm always like, oh, this could be a cool product. This could be fun. Oh, I should do this. I should do that. Y'all, I have all the ideas. And that's just who I am. And then there's these sketch pages, which I'm kind of excited about because that just seems kind of fun because I do like art. So I don't really know what the point of it is. Well, it says doodling is not the enemy of attention. It may in fact be a friend. Maybe it's just about sketching. I don't know. And then index. So I guess you would write topic of things and then what pages they were on. So I guess if you're working towards something, I don't know that I really need that, but it could be helpful. And then there's some links to other resources that can help you out on this journey. So that is my first ever full focus planner. Like I said, I'm gonna fill this out. I'm gonna use it this quarter, and then I'll let you know what I think later on, whether I think it's useful, whether it's worth the money. Especially, that's kind of the big thing for me, as I'm like, I really want to dedicate myself to it this quarter and see if I think it's worth the money, so I know whether I should buy one in January or not.
Alright guys, thank you so much for watching this video about the new full focus planner that I'm not new to me, full focus planner. I am going to wait and try it for this quarter, and then in January I will let you know if I am going to purchase another one, and if so, I'll give you a little more information about like what goes on and what I write and plan and all those kind of things. But for now I don't want to tell you things because I haven't used it, so I want to see if I'm going to use it enough to justify buying another one in January. So we shall see. Let me know down in the comments what kind of planner you use. Are you a digital person, a notebook kind of person, an Erin Condren fanatic? Because I know the teacher community has a lot of those. Or if you use the full focus planner, or if you've ever even heard of it. Let me know down in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. Please make sure to like, subscribe, and share, and have a wonderful week.